camera from that angle. Probably gonna edit it out anyway, up to the chest.
Up to the chest?
No, to like here. Because it's just the shirt bunching, but I don't like it. Hello guys, welcome back. This is the Grant and Steph Show.
Welcome guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Alright Grant, we get you're the singer. I cannot sing. Obviously, he can sing, okay? Well, today's topic is... That's not your friend, that's your boss.
Boss.
Period.
That's it.
I want to let Grant start off with this one. Go ahead, Grant.
Listen, as we were saying previously in our introduction video, this pandemic has really brought out a lot of desperation in people, a lot of things you haven't seen before. I've personally seen it before for years, but a lot of people are just discovering it. But as far as desperation is concerned, in the workplace, I think it's taken the most prominent place, and we've seen it in many forms. One in specific that is a humongous pet peeve of mine, and I'm sure is with everybody else, is individuals who seem to get confused about their place in the relationship with their management.
Can we get that louder for the people in the back?
People who are confused about their place in the relationship with their management. Management.
Grant's out here enunciating so everyone knows what he's talking about exactly.
What are we talking about exactly, Sam?
So, this is not to every single like manager or leader or supervisor in a company or an organization. You have some very authentic people in the world who are not fazed by titles, but you also have people in the world who live for a title. So basically what we're saying is that sometimes people may seem like they're your friend, they're on your side, they got your back. But when it comes down to push and shove, they will sink the boat that you're sitting in to protect themselves.
Sink or swim.
This video is basically, I don't know, to inform the workforce that...
The confused.
the confused and weary that just because someone laughs with you, they play with you, they joke with you, doesn't mean that they won't bring that hammer down to you and eventually fire you if you're not doing your job. So
even if you are doing your job, you never know these days.
Facts. True that. True
Little
that.
tidbit. And I don't think it really matters in what the field you're in, because this goes all across the board. Mm-hmm. It happens in retail stores, it happens in offices, it happens all the way up the corporate ladder. When it comes down to money, when it comes down to a title, when it comes down to keeping a position, you never know what somebody, especially a manager, will do to make sure that continues to run smoothly.
It comes down to this. A lot of people, well, majority of people who work, they don't work because, you know, they want to work. They work because it's a means to an end, because they like to eat. They like to have a house over their head. They like to have electricity. They like to pay Comcast every month. They like to text and tweet. They like to pay their phone bills.
They like to go to the porn shops every night.
So they work basically they work to pay for their lifestyles. So if you as someone who is coming to basically, I don't know, like, if you are someone who is their friend and then you come between them and their money, they're going to choose their money each and every time.
And you're going to get the knife.
And then you're going to be looking there confused like, I thought that was my friend.
Oh.
Well, before she can love you or care for you, she has to care for herself.
That's it. Wouldn't you do the same?
Exactly. So it's like, don't be phased if your friend boss writes you up.
Frost. You're Frost.
It comes down to this. Your boss basically has a role to play in the company.
That's it.
You have a role to play in the company. Your role is A, B, and C. Her role is C, D, and E. Part of her role is to make sure that you're doing A, B, and C.
That's it.
And if you can't, they have to find someone who can complete that task.
You're not the only one in the world.
Let's say, for example, you're working at McDonald's, right? You work at McDonald's.
We're not saying you do.
We're not. I'm just saying. We're using it as an example. And you're making $9 an hour, right? You used to get away with a lot of things because, you know, not a lot of people want to work at McDonald's because McDonald's, one, doesn't pay like a lot of money, and it basically makes you work paycheck to paycheck, right? So you basically were getting away with a lot of stuff, coming into work late, leaving early, being on your phone, not basically being there 100% of the time, right? We are going through a pandemic, right? A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people have kids to feed.
Don't mind the phone.
A lot of people have bills, right? So you have people who are making, what, 4 times my money that they were going to make at McDonald's. You have people who were making, let's say, for example, $100,000 a year who are now unemployed, waiting on the government to give them some type of substance to feed their kids.
Food stamps.
Right? These companies have already stated that they've gotten the highest rate of applications, like, in years. Like, this pandemic has basically, you know, broke records amount of applicants these companies are receiving, right?
Records.
Like, people are like willing to work anywhere to basically, you know, to feed their kids, to pay their bills, to basically not be evicted. You know what I'm saying? So you're at work and you have someone who's willing to come to work and do their job to get that little check. You're getting fired because now they don't have to put up with your bullshit. And I'm not telling you when you go to work tomorrow or today, like, to give your boss the evil lie or to basically change your demeanor with him or her. I'm just telling you that you have to be prevalent to who is really your friend and who is just someone who's an associate. Someone
exactly.
you have to be around, you know, because you work together, or someone because they're in your class. There's a big difference.
Back from the commercials, guys.
Alright, back from the commercials.
I wanted to add a little side note on what we were just talking about.
Is he an alcoholic or not?
Always leave friendship out of business.
Very important, guys. Very important.
No matter what company, no matter what industry you're in, it makes for a disaster, and it's never going to end well. Take that as you will.
Right. Honestly, you can't go into like a new job, a new career path, and thinking like, I'm gonna make lifelong friends.
Not gonna happen.
Not gonna.
May happen. Not likely though.
And we're not saying it's impossible, but we're telling you to be more plausible. Like, be more realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you want growth. You're gonna make people who are in your industry, who get your field, who you communicate about things that you're working on, who will get it, who will give you advice. But at the end of the day, when you leave that job, you leave that office, you know, you leave it there.
That's it.
It's okay, because you don't have to bring, like, it's like when you bring people in your workspace into your life and then things don't work out, and it's like you still have to work with them all the time.
All the time.
And it makes it super awkward. So basically, I would just say, choose your work friends wisely. Choose them wisely. Because remember, not everybody has the same agenda. You may think like, hey, we work together, Grant and I work together. But Grant may not know what's in my heart or where I desire to go with that company.
Exactly.
So you thinking like we're okay where we're at, but in my heart I'm dreaming of something bigger, something more in the company, a bigger position, a higher position, You know, so it's like a lot of times people like get like shook or stunned when their toes get stepped on.
Someone
like,
start acting different.
Yeah, or their toes get stepped on. We're like, oh, that was my friend. Now he wants to be like up. You want to move up. You want to get promoted, and you start acting different. But I think if you're a real friend, you should support that person's endeavor.
Support their change.
Yeah, like support their growth. So the point of this video is basically
just to inform everyone.
To inform and remember,
educate.
You go to work to pay bills.
To work.
You know, you go to work, get your money, get your coins, and then you go. You don't go to work, you know, to make long life friendships. You don't go to work to make the friends you're gonna be with at the nursing home when you're like 95.
Not gonna happen.
No, because realistic speaking,
it's a business.
For someone who's been with the company that I'm with now for years, like we can be friends like tight as thieves, as long as we're both working there. The moment one of us is gone, the friendship tends to die too. The friendship is gone there too, because it's like what created the bond is no longer there. It's like I used to see you every day. We used to hang out together. We used to go out of town together because we were in each other's immediate presence all the time. But once we no longer are with the same company, you know, you're doing you over there, I'm doing me over here, the friendship tends to not last either. And if it does, it's very rare. It takes a lot more work than it did when you guys were working together.
Absolutely.
So we prevalent to that too, because that can also be something you guys have to like, oh my god, me and Paul were best friends, we work together, and all of a sudden I don't hear from Paul, I don't see Paul. It's because you and Paul were work besties. You guys are not really best friends outside of work. Fun fact.
And just understand at the end of the day, your boss, your management, whatever you want to call them, your team lead, may tell you good morning, may ask you how your day was, but at the end of the day, it's not their job to be friends with you. It's their job to manage you and to make sure you're doing your job.
So if you're not doing your job, you make it harder on your friend to basically do their job.
So what kind of friend are you being?
So they have to hold you accountable because you're not doing your part. And we all get paid to do our parts.
That's it.
We don't get paid to be friends. We
That's
get
it.
paid to do our part.
So if you want to be a real friend, do your job. So your friend can do their job. Guess what we're drinking and send your answers to the comments below. Follow us on Instagram as well as Facebook. All the links will be down below. If you guys want to know what we are wearing, everything that's involved with that, all the links for that will be in the drop-down box below as well.
Kudos.
Done.
Trying to get what you got. I've been caught in your web. Yeah, you know I'm all up on your show. Shawty go, shawty go, shawty go, shawty go.